Don Le Batard.
You and I probably define fat slightly differently. I'm someone who sees myself naked on the regular, and I don't consider myself fat.
Most would.
Stugats.
You think most people would consider me fat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are very judgmental. Most people would consider me fat as well.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. In November, Progressive is giving thanks for our military servicemen and women by donating over 100 vehicles to veterans in need through its Keys to Progress program. To learn more, go to progressive.com/keys to progress. Guest on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Here's your Sports Center update. Sheldon Richardson and Muhammad Wilkerson were both benched for the first quarter of Sunday's Jets loss to the Dolphins because they each were late to a team meeting leading up to the game. Tim Tebow, batting just 146, delivered a game-winning hit Monday night with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. He hit a shift-beating grounder through third base to bring home the winning run for the Scottsdale Scorpions.
It was a nubber.
Yeah.
You don't need to shift on Tim Tebow, man. Come on.
A nubber.
It was an opposite field nubber.
It's a hit, Dan.
It was a miracle.
Yep. And finally, a Chinese mall has a nursery where shoppers can drop off their husbands and shop in peace. The nursery has big, comfy chairs, magazines, TVs, a massage chair, and a stocked fridge. That's an amazing idea. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in the Sports Center on ESPN Radio all throughout the day. I mean, that is fantastic because I hate going shopping. And my wife hates when she asks me to go shopping, and I continuously say no. And now I have incentive, if I was living in China.
That's right. Incentive in China.
To go to the mall with her, where she basically lives. It's a second home for my wife.
Right, you could sit in the Chinese television room, watch Chinese television.
But a massage and TVs and a stocked fridge. I mean, I'd go to the mall more often.
It does. It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
It does sound like a good idea. Don't we have that, though?
Oh, no. I just experienced this in New York for this wedding where I went. I get stuck in very few situations where I'm holding bags while waiting for shopping. I've done precious little of that in my life. And I was actually wandering around. Hey, man, don't you guys have a recliner around here somewhere? Like, what do you guys do with the men? Where do you guys put the men up in here? Nobody? A bench? Something? I'm just going to wander around here looking goofy and creepy, wandering around the fitting room?
Here's the key to that next time, Dan, because I'm an expert with stuff like this, okay? Plus I'm married, plus I do this often. You have to go to a mall that has a Sharper Image or a furniture store, like an Easy Gallery or something like that. I go to the Sharper Image, and I sit in the massage chair, and I pretend. I ask all the relevant questions that you would ask the salesperson.
You're pretending that you're. Yeah, you guys have a lava lamp. You guys, yeah. Oh, hey, I'm going to try out this recliner over here. And an hour and a half later, Stugats is snoring in the massage chair.
I have a lava lamp, by the way. Don't make fun of lava lamp owners. I own a lava lamp.
I do too.
Thank you.
You got it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think I have 2 actually.
Do you?
Matter of fact,
wow,
yeah.
I'm jealous. Love me some lava.
A lava lamp?
Yeah. It's great. If you don't have one, don't knock it.
Yep.
So soothing.
It really is. It is. Yeah. Very soothing.
Vincent Goodwill, CSN Chicago, has talked to Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade has some quotes here. He comes back to Miami. The Bulls play in Miami Thursday night. Mike, what's going on back there? What's going on back there with the lava lamp situation?
I love a lava lamp. I don't even know how they do it, man. Does someone just hop into a volcano, go out, get the lava? Beautiful to look at. Sometimes they got the neon pink lava.
Wait a minute. Your Gruden became Mel Kiper there.
Sometimes
they merge and mix. Yeah, they merge and mix.
Very underrated. Sometimes they get the neon pink lava. They go down and get that lava. I love it, man. Yeah, man.
You know what? Wait a minute. I feel like now you can do a conversation between Gruden and
Sometimes
Mel
you
Kiper.
have the glow-in-the-dark lava. You get the black light. Sometimes you get the green lava. Love the green lava. Does a lot. It could really pull together a room.
What happened to you? Were you surprised that Mel Kiper elbowed his way into
just
a Gruden?
entranced by a lava. Love that lava, man. I don't like anything. I love everything. That's what I do. Love that, man.
You don't like anything.
I don't like anything.
You go right.
No, I go right to love. My whole life.
You fly right.
Cut out the middleman. Get right to. I don't know who I am anymore. Cut out the middleman. Get right to love. Get right to love. Skip like I hit home runs. I don't go first, second, and third base. I hit home runs.
Right. So Dwayne Wade has talked to Vincent Goodwill of CSN Chicago, and here are some of the quotes about leaving Miami. I thought it was an opportunity that I would be there forever, but bleep happens, and when bleep happens, you got to be prepared to move on. I found out very quickly that this is a business. I've kept in touch from everyone there besides Pat Riley, from the owners on down. It's nothing but respect, and I have no hard feelings. I understand what Pat is. He's a competitor. I've been knowing him for 13 years, so I expect no different. People might not believe me, but I have no hard feelings toward Pat. Everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. Everything happens for a reason, so I'm fine. And so he was asked if he felt a certain way about where he fit on the Heat's pecking order, and he said, definitely. The biggest thing, it's all about the way you communicate. I understand this business just as good as anybody, but it's a way, someone like me, a way you communicate what you're trying to do and how you're going to do it and what it looks like for me. That's it. When you get respect, that's what you get back. I've given nothing but respect. I feel like a lot of things in this world and this league are mishandled from the notion of communication. That's it. At the end of the day, I talked to those guys and I told them it's free agency. I understand you all have a job to do, and I have a job to do as well. I let it be known I was going to be a free agent, and I wasn't waiting by the phone for them to call me.
Seems odd, just with limited knowledge of Pat Riley, you know him far better than I do. Communication. He seems, for a team president, a guy running an organization, my guess is there isn't a better communicator anywhere. That seems like something he would be very good at.
Oh, but you seem to have a problem in this breakup from all the guys feeling like there was a lack of communication. It's not just Dwayne, it's Chris Bosh, and it's also LeBron James.
Yep. Right.
It's not, that's three people doing it and saying it in one way or another. He can communicate with us, but Chris Bosh has the same complaint. Chris Bosh is saying, I found out about my season being over with the Miami Heat through the media.
Sure.
And I think what gets lost here, Pat Riley is an excellent communicator, but what he's better at is being cold-blooded, mercenary, assassin businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's used up his use for you, that's the end.
Right, for the most part. I mean, with the exception of maybe Magic and Zoe, but you're right. Man, this what these three are doing and what they're suggesting and saying is this all, the big three came crashing down and crumbled apart because of Pat Riley.
They have a problem. Look, man, it's a bad breakup. And it's because there are no such thing as good breakups. Not really.
But I'll say this, in Pat's defense, Dan, I don't care how Pat communicated to LeBron James. I think LeBron James was going back to Cleveland regardless. I mean, Pat could have done everything correctly, and I think his mind was made up maybe a year, maybe longer in advance that once he was done his 4 years in Miami, he was going back to the Cavaliers.
Don't you think that the whole LeBron experience sort of molded what we have now with Wade? I don't think Pat's overseeing ghosts. I think he was scarred by that LeBron thing. He thought he couldn't read LeBron in the room not paying attention to him.
For sure.
I agree that LeBron was going to go back to Cleveland no matter what, and you can't blame Riley in any way for Chris Bosh having a medical calamity. In some ways, losing Dwayne Wade, the way they lost Dwayne Wade, was the most surprising of the three, and maybe the one that's on Riley the most.
Pat let it be known publicly that he was crafting this email, made it seem like he was putting a lot of thought into that. And I think Dwayne was asked directly, has that email come in? He said no. It seemed as though immediately after Wade left, there was this public, at least, regret, even though their actions didn't really follow the regret they were projecting. But why would he come out and make that sort of show, for lack of a better word, if he's not actually following through on it?
Oh, all of this is spin. All of this got into the spin cycle, and they were all trying to do a bunch of different things to make their side look good.
I mean, let's think about what Pat really did. He gave Bosh a max deal. He offered Wade at an advanced age a lot of money, slightly less. In fact, when you factor in the state taxes, probably more than he's making right now in Chicago. I mean, he really did that badly by all these guys. It seems absurd. I mean, he gave Chris Bosh a max deal.
Okay,
he was supposed to know Chris Bosh was going to get sick.
Here's what I know, okay? These three guys are totally united in this feeling. And these three guys are totally united, period. Nothing has broken them apart, and all of them have a problem with Pat Riley. That's what's so. You can go ahead and dissect that however you want, but they don't seem to have a problem with each other. And Dwayne, it cost him $10 million that LeBron James ended up more than $10 million. He doesn't have a problem. For some reason, these three guys are totally united, and I can see where that would be threatening at all points to Pat Riley once LeBron leaves, because even after LeBron left, it seemed like those three guys were always united.
And part of the, correct me if I'm wrong, part of the unifying factor is Pat Riley. The idea that they have in common an ill feeling in some way about Pat Riley and about the way it ended.
It's just fascinating to me how easy it is for everyone to get along when your interests are aligned. And then it becomes Westbrook and Durant, and you see how divisive it could become. You better be solid friends. And I think these three guys are. I think what's happened here is their interests are no longer aligned, and it's a testament to their friendship that they still are aligned, even at, in some cases, a cost of millions of dollars. That friendship is real and has endured all. And now that friendship aligns in being anti-Pat Riley. And Pat Riley sided with his business. But there's no disputing that those three guys are friends. You could sit here and have the argument, if you like, about who's right and whether Pat Riley did right by them. But what seems clear is that the three of them think Pat Riley did wrong by them. That seems obvious. That seems not even up for dispute. That it's what they feel. It's their reality. Whether it is reality or not, it's absolutely their reality. Because when Chris Bosh was being held out of the playoffs and stuff, Dwayne Wade was in the Chris Bosh camp of mistrusting management while that was happening last year.
But what did he do wrong by LeBron James? What? Name the thing.
I mean, enough.
LeBron left and then it all crumbled.
Okay, but Stugotz.
But what did he do wrong by LeBron?
Stugotz, that's for LeBron to say. I mean, we don't know, but LeBron.
Well, I'm telling you, he did nothing wrong by LeBron James.
Okay, thank you. With no information, you're telling me. Okay, fine.
No, LeBron was leaving.
Okay.
I mean, what did he do wrong? Well, he had a championship until he came down here, and Pat put the pieces around him. Granted, it was those three getting together that...
If we asked LeBron James when they weren't talking at Dwayne's wedding,
right,
when Pat Riley and LeBron were not communicating at Dwayne Wade's wedding, has Riley done anything wrong by you? Do you think his answer is what your answer is right there? Do you think he answers that question that way?
No, of course not.
Most of the baggage between LeBron and Pat just seems like petty stuff that happened after LeBron made his decision to leave. In fact, all their problems, the big three's problems with Pat, seem to be as a result of the guy just left, and they didn't feel that was fair.
The moment their interests stopped being aligned, everything about what was a love and a unity collapsed. They were only friends as long as the interests were aligned. The moment that LeBron wanted his own stuff is the moment everything fell apart.
What's interesting to me, and this is the power of Pat Riley, is that even though Pat Riley had a hand in all three of these big three leaving, I think Heat fans have Pat Riley's back. I think they compartmentalize the way those three guys left, and they don't, in an overarching way, blame Pat Riley.
I mean, what did he do wrong by Wade? Honestly, think about it. Got him Shaquille O'Neal, helped him win his first championship.
That one's the worst one.
I mean, give me a break. No, all three of them. I
can't follow you there.
No, I'm tired of it because it started with LeBron, and the other two who can't think for themselves just decide, oh, hey, if LeBron's got a problem with Riley, then now I'm going to have a problem with Riley.
Let's get this cranked up. Hold on a second. All right, hold on. Let's go.
I'm tired of this. The three of them bashing Pat Riley. I mean, LeBron James hadn't won a single thing until Pat Riley was running the organization that he played for. And then Pat Riley was running the organization that he played for. And what happened? 4 straight final appearances, 2 NBA championships, should have been a 3rd NBA championship, but LeBron was terrified to post up J.J. Barea in that first season. Hey, what did he do to Wade?
Do you not know how a jack-in-the-box works?
You are listening to the Magic City's Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio. Dan Le Batard.
The first thing with pea soup is the texture. I've had watery pea soup. It's awful. I've had gelatinous, thick pea soup. It's terrible. Pea soup, much like clam chowder, needs to have that consistency first. Pea soup on its own can be a little bit bland. It wants a fairly aggressive peppering and salting.
Stugatz.
Pea soup needs a fine dice of ham. Not bacon, not any other meat, not turkey. It needs a fine dice of ham. Pea soup scorches easily. You don't want to heat it on a high heat. You want to heat it on medium-low. And the key to pea soup, you want a ham bone for the stock you make to boil your peas.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz on ESPN Radio.
Get in touch with the show anytime through the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed, at Le Batard Show, at Stugatz790, at Greg Cody. Guys, it is time for Straight Talk. It's presented by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost.
Greg Cody of the Miami Herald in with us all show today, the show destroyer. He's got a new soup of the day for you in a second, but I want to revisit for a second what just happened in the last segment. Stugatz gets so deep into character. He's like Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot. He's a method actor. He gets so deep into character that he has no idea what's going on around him. He did not know what we were doing.
I was rolling.
He was just hot taking. So there are a number of different things happening. The people who have loved our show for a long time love that segment because of its incompetence and its nonsense. The new people to our show, preach, Stugatz. There are a whole lot of new apes that have arrived here.
They're my apes. Leave them alone.
Whole lot of Stugatz Army apes, and it's Planet of the Apes, man. We're like, Stugatz is totally right, man. Why are those guys doing the Jackass in the Box music? Stugatz is right. And then they drag their knuckles off to some other place, leaving trails where they think that they won't be followed by anybody because they're not leaving a trail from where their knuckles drag. There are a lot of them here who are just like, Stugatz is so right, man. He's so right. He's the rightest, the most right.
I was getting praise, but what people don't realize is we went to break, and I was very disappointed in myself. I mean, you guys were setting me up to do something, and because I was rolling and wasn't paying attention to you, I didn't execute it correctly.
Which made it funnier, I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it made it funnier. I think if you had gotten, I mean, we were trying, how many times did we restart the Jackass in the Box, Mike?
3 times that we paused, just waiting for
trying to get
a crescendo
right.
of, post up JJ Beret or something like that.
Right, that's it.
I know,
that's all we were. No, I don't think you know, though.
No, I do.
No, I don't think you know. I don't. Did Stugatz know? Put it on the poll. I don't think.
That's not
Stugatz,
fair.
otherwise you would have done it. I feel like you had no idea what we were doing. We're just making noises, and you were just deep in character. And once you go to that dark place, there's no pulling you out of it. Like, once you were in your utopian hot take land,
Right.
that is your recliner in a Chinese mall, and you just bathe in it, and you're like, I'm doing the show I've always wanted to do. It's like you run to freedom. You run out of a jail, and you're like, this is it. You're running through a field of daisies. This is the one. Look, there's Kevin Sumlin. He shouldn't be in the Final Four teams. And you're just like, you're skipping through a field of daisies.
Go into this, Dan and Mike are. I'm getting all the support I finally
They're
need.
singing. They so agree with me that they're serenading in song a chorus behind me, allowing
A field of cliche sports takes.
Yes. I'm soaring into the sun, calling people names and saying, I mean, listen to this, Stugatz. I want you to listen to this, and you tell me if you see, we're trying to build you to crescendo, being good teammates, trying to get you there, and look, you're just steamrolling everybody. Let's go.
I'm tired of this. The three of them bashing Pat Riley. I mean, LeBron James hadn't won a single thing until Pat Riley was running the organization that he played for. And then Pat Riley was running the organization that he played for. And what happened? 4 straight final appearances, 2 NBA championships, should have been a 3rd NBA championship, but LeBron was terrified to post up JJ Barea in that first season.
Bang!
Hey, what did he do to Wade?
Do you not know how a Jack in the Box works? You did not know what we were doing there.
That is Straight Talk. It is brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable networks.
Drink all day, play all night. Let's get it popping on the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio. Dan Le Batard.
The last thing I heard before they turned these microphones on was John Elway, shut up.
Yeah. Shut up, Elway.
Well said.
Thank you.
Stugats.
I'd say that shut up is never well said.
Shut up. Those are two words that are unmistakable. I think it's you cut right to the chase when you say shut up.
Shut up, Elway.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Here's your SportsCenter update. Sheldon Richardson and Muhammad Wilkerson were both benched for the first quarter of Sunday's Jets loss to the Dolphins because they each were late to a team meeting leading up to the game. Tim Tebow, batting just 146, delivered a game-winning hit Monday night with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. He hit a shift-beating grounder through third base to bring home the winning run for the Scottsdale Scorpions. And finally, according to a study, women use the F word more than men. Sometimes kickoff comes early. At Hampton by Hilton, that's when they run the option. Take your pick of free hot breakfast for here or breakfast on the run bags to go because tailgate waits for no fan. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
I question that poll. First of all, how would you measure that? Secondly, do you think women use the F word more than men?
As much, yeah. I know a lot of women who routinely use that word. More than I do. I rarely use it.
Full results of that study, which has been taken in the UK over several years, won't be out to 2018, but that's the eye-grabbing headline that they're leaking out to the news agencies.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Do you believe the poll that claims women use the F word more than men? If I told you, for example, in a sporting event, on the field, trash talk, women and men are playing, F words, you think you're getting more from women?
No, I think men are more prone and inclined to use it publicly. I think women are using it privately a lot more. I do. That would be my best guess. I mean, this was a pretty comprehensive study. 376 people analyzed recordings of up to 3 hours of their daily conversation, half of which have been transcribed so far. I mean, it's pretty comprehensive.
I think men are more apt to use the F word angrily as an expletive with meant to have an exclamation point at the end of it, whereas I think women tend to use the word more conversationally, more casually.
I don't understand what any of you are doing.
And where'd you get this data?
Yeah, I feel like all the data is flawed. Okay, his personal experience. Vincent Goodwill wrote something for CSN Chicago, and it's the most comprehensive thing I've seen in terms of Dwayne Wade being quoted. But before we get to that, I want to relish in the one other time where Stugats didn't get the bit that was being done around him. Man. It was about Dwayne Wade, kind of. Come on. And keep in mind, what we were doing is the Heat were really injured. They were playing the Raptors in the postseason. Everyone was broken. And basically, Mike Ryan was doing Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Predator, where he's trying to lure Predator into a trap where, a rock falls on his head or whatever, or a log or something. Spoiler alert. And so for those of you who don't know, Predator is an extraterrestrial being with a really wacky, crazy face who has nuclear capabilities for some reason, but can't see Arnold Schwarzenegger when he's in the mud because his vision is thermally oriented. Senses heat. So Schwarzenegger is screaming at Predator because he thinks evidently Predator speaks English while in a panic in the jungle to come get him. And so we were saying that the Miami Heat were basically a panicked Arnold Schwarzenegger in that situation. Mike Ryan was doing Arnold Schwarzenegger in that situation. Stugatz was totally oblivious. And I'll tell you who else wants to fight. Dwayne wants to fight.
All right.
Dwayne.
Well, then let's fight, man.
Dwayne,
Let's go.
No.
Do it. Kill me. If Dwayne wants it, kill me now. We want it. Do it. I'm here. Let's go. Kill me. They ain't scared. Do it.
Wait a minute.
I'm right here. Kill me. Listen, man.
Will you shut up, Stugatz? Mike,
I'm doing a thing. Stu. I'm doing a thing.
Dude, we were to play
I'm
that.
Predator.
I want you to just listen to Stugatz because it took me too long to set all of that up. But now that you have the framing, listen to Stugatz here wandering around this jungle trying to fight things other than the Predator. Just Stugatz is just shouting at the trees. Stugatz is starting fights with the leaves. I'll fight all of you except the thing that you can kill me. And I'll tell you who else wants to fight. Dwayne wants to fight.
All right.
Dwayne.
Well, then let's fight, man.
Dwayne,
Let's go.
No.
Do it. Kill me. I'm here. If Dwayne wants it, kill me now. We want it. Do it. I'm here. Let's go. Kill me. They ain't scared. Do it.
Wait a minute.
I'm right here. Kill me. Listen, man.
Will you shut up, Stugatz? Mike,
I'm doing a thing. Stu. I'm doing a thing.
Dude, we were to play
I'm
that.
Predator.
I just love how oblivious Stugatz is. Did you even notice that Mike was trying on a shouting accent? Even if you didn't recognize it as Schwarzenegger. No?
No.
Okay.
Still stings, that one.
So here are some of the quotes before we get to the soup of the day from Dwayne Wade. Goodwill writes, perhaps he always knew the term heat lifer applied to only one person only, Riley. Wade says, quote, it's his show. For the most part, he's the one who's always there. The players come and go. That's why I tell Heat fans I did everything I could to make sure I stay here. And then it got to a point where, you know what? It was no more I could do. I had to go and do what's best for myself and my family and my future when it comes to my happiness. I want to feel wanted as well. Who doesn't want to feel appreciated? Life's too short to be holding grudges. At the end of the day, Pat has helped me become a very rich man. Me and Pat have won championships together. We both helped each other's legacies. I love that guy. I know how he is. He's stubborn just like I am. And then Bobby Portis just said it in the bathroom. Thursday's going to be crazy. You ready? And I said, nah, I ain't. I don't know what kind of emotions will come over me. I don't know how I'll feel, what it'll look like. I'll get ready when it comes. I do believe that you have the very real chance that if Dwayne Wade beats the Miami Heat in their own building with a game winner, you will have Heat fans cheer that.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's crazy.
I think that's what I would root to happen, actually. Mm-hmm. I would root for Dwayne Wade to win that game on a game winner, on a buzzer beater.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You'd root for Wade to beat the local basketball team
That's right.
here?
Oh,
Yes.
that would be so awesome.
No, that would be terrible.
I'm the biggest Heat fan you guys know. I'd be all into that.
I'm cool with Heat fans wanting to see an entertaining game, wanting to see Wade have a good game, but I would think that most Heat fans want to see that ending in a loss for Dwayne Wade.
Hold on a second. What just happened back there? I heard was that a Guillermo, a slight muted boo in the background?
No, that was a moo. I'll be mooing and hissing.
Okay.
Moo.
Okay, very good. That was you mooing and hissing. Time now for Greg Cody's soup tip of the day. Very good. I thought it was a boo. My bad. I know that you've got this movement working where you're trying to get some momentum on this movement, but okay, you were mooing and hissing.
Put on your aprons, boys. It's time to step into the kitchen. Here is our head chef, Greg Cody, with his soup de jour.
Well, we've all eaten hot food in cold form. Chicken comes to mind. Many of us like cold pizza. We think of soup as a hot dish, steaming in a bowl. Don't turn your back on cold soup. Everybody's had green gazpacho, but the king of cold, without question, is classic vichyssoise, which is a lot easier to make and enjoy than it is to spell. Vichyssoise is potatoes, onion, and leek. Leek is the key ingredient, cut from the white part of the bulb in slices. Into chicken stock it all goes, after it's cooked, of course. You blend it. Toward the end, you put a little cream on it. It is not a stunning soup visually. It just sits there in the bowl, basically looking white. But it is sublime. Vichyssoise.
Drink all day, play all night. Let's get it popping on the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
Start your day with Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for close, comfortable
Dan Le Batard.
By the way, the hottest new chain restaurant in America is the Yam Hut.
Stugats.
It's so bad. It's good.
It's not. It's so bad. It's horrific. It's so I don't understand how you can be so bad at this.
I am what I am.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
I would swallow my pride, I would choke on the rinds, but the lack thereof would leave me empty inside. Swallow my doubt, turn it inside out.
Cody is getting scorched by text, by Twitter. People hated that soup of the day.
Hated it.
Called you unprepared.
Yeah.
Could notice that
What
you
a
lacked
shame.
passion. That you didn't really try. They're claiming you mailed it in.
Did you notice it? Because I did while he was doing it.
Yeah. I noticed a general lack of enthusiasm for it,
Yeah,
and I saw that it wasn't prepared, that he was just winging it. Every once in a while he reads it, and you can just feel the passion behind it. Many people are saying end the bit because
No, I get that. I will say the biggest faux pas was that I left out I didn't mention a couple of ingredients, which is there's a great controversy whether vichyssoise is a French dish, which you would assume from the name, or an American dish. In either case, it has a French herbs and aromatics in it, which I forgot to mention, thyme, and the more rare marjoram. So had I mentioned those, I feel like it would have elevated the entire dish.
Oh, certainly. That would have saved it.
Yeah.
At Le Batard Show is where you reach us on Twitter. Guy writes in, no one cares about Wade. Is this the local hour?
He's that guy.
And another guy writes in, old Casey over here. He's always there for you. Hey, Le Batard, this isn't your local hour. That's when you can talk heat. Thanks, bruh.
He's that guy.
Oh, is that when I can talk heat, Casey? Is that right? When you deem it okay. Okay, Casey.
It is going to be the biggest story in sports that day, no question, right?
What's the Thursday night football game?
Oh, it's terrible. I mean,
It's
the Browns.
Browns,
Yeah,
Ravens.
Browns.
Ravens.
Oh, my God.
I mean, not that this is a high bar.
Oh, my God. Fats and Info had the right reaction to that, which is like Fats and Info had the reaction of, okay, you turn on the NFL network and what happens? Leprosy attacks your face. Browns, Ravens. Dear God.
Yep.
That's the NFL trying to punish you. That's what the NFL should do to Ray Rice. Sit him in a room and make him watch that. Greg Hardy, you want to punish people?
Make him watch that game.
Oh, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
like two players out there you can name.
I will say this. At 0-9, the Browns are more interesting than if they were 0-8. At least at 0-9, with the prospect of 0-16, there's a little bit of perverse drama in watching the Browns play. Am I the only one who feels
No,
that?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Dolphins had that same thing that one
Right.
year, right?
I think, remarkable as it is to say, that the Browns are more interesting than the Ravens.
Right, who are in first place.
It's not because either of them are that interesting. That's an indictment on the Ravens. Good God. I'd rather have a venereal disease. Like if you told me, here you go.
Here are your choices.
Here are your choices.
Right.
Thursday night. Browns, Ravens, or syphilis?
One and the same, really.
Kind of.
I feel like people go to doctor's offices and like the doctor comes out, I'm sorry, you have Browns Ravens.
Yes, that's televised syphilis
Yeah.
is what that is.
And there's no penicillin for that. Either. You
Sorry,
gotta watch
no
it.
cure.
Yep.
Ooh, it's brown. You see, there were some more taunting penalties last night. Is anyone else getting tired of this? You're giving the same penalty for taunting than you are for taking someone's spleen out illegally? You're giving the same. In a game of real estate acquisition where the yards are hard to come by, someone says something indelicate, and you're giving him the same fine as if you spear someone and concuss them and cause them brain damage? Does that seem right to anybody?
No. I think everyone's tired of the officiating.
Well, no, but that's league rule. That goes from above the officials. That's absolutely something that's clearly been an edict.
Dan, didn't you bring up that the data that the NFL relies on saying that the public is actually on their side when it comes to removing this from the game?
Yes, that's what the public wants the personality scrubbed out. For as much as we like the celebrations and they want, it's just amazing to me that this league that botches the domestic abuse stuff is sitting here trying to image fix with taunting penalties.
Right.
Like they're trying to eradicate, what they're trying to do is govern sportsmanship among adults. Mm-hmm. And I find it a little bit maddening, the penalty. You're giving the same penalties for someone speaking indelicately that you are for spearing.
I mean, in that sport where it's just so emotional, Richard Sherman talked about it last week, saying, they're taking the personality out of the game. And I want to see more personality. I really do. And the NFL's response always is, well, they're taking that out of the game to set a good example for the kids, to which Richard Sherman applied, okay, we'll stop promoting Budweiser so much if you care that much about the kids, which is a fascinating and great point by Richard Sherman. So I would like to see more personality.
It's false equivalency the same way that I'm doing false equivalency when I sit here and say, get your domestic abuse situations in order instead of trying to govern talk.
If the NFL didn't have the more serious issue with off-field stuff, notably domestic abuse, it would be less concerned about the on-field stuff such as taunting. I think it's the whole thing is under the umbrella of image. And if you don't have the terrible off-field image, you're worried less about the unseemly on-field stuff.
Just really surprised by these studies that say that this is the way to go. We've talked about like the declining ratings in the NFL, and they're deciding as a league that personality is a bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah. What they're telling you.
That sportsmanship, that the ideal of utopian sportsmanship is something that should trump the look at me that you get sometimes when guys score or when guys are excited about a big hit. Because the things that are being taunted sometimes being called taunting aren't even words. Like a guy last night was just holding out a football.
Those help make stars, that personality on the field, the taunting. I mean, Joe Horn was a decent receiver. He wasn't a megastar, and we were talking about him, and he became a reason to tune in.
No, they clearly want to eradicate. It's not. Well, I'm not talking about just celebrations.
Right.
I'm talking about flexing and preening around somebody.
All of it. I mean, all of it and any of it. They want it out of the sport. I'm just surprised the public wants it out of the sport so badly.
Didn't you like Marquette King, the punter for the Raiders,
what
he did when he what was he doing? Going to ride that donkey.
Yep. He was riding a donkey or a pony.
A bronco, probably.
Perhaps a bronco.
Yes.
The internet can't agree on this one.
He celebrates all his good punts. It's funny.
I wonder, though, Cody's so musty, though. Do you wonder? Because, I mean, do you think he likes the
there's no way.
The celebrating punter?
I think Cody's all about this life.
I mean, you're a putter. Come on, guy.
Yeah, but Cody.
All of a sudden, the long snappers.
You're listening to Dan, Stu, and Cody on ESPN Radio.